Hi everyone, my name is Anthony Carranza. So if you're just tuning in or you're a current subscriber, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and also comment. If you're gonna be someone who wants to post hateful messages, I will not even bother to publish it. So the whole point is to have a meaningful exchange and that it's in a positive environment. The reason I wanted to do this quick live video, I just received a magazine from the Murphy Reporter. I studied journalism over a decade ago at the U of M, and there is an interview with David Farrand Holt. He talks about journalists in this political climate. And I wanted to read a paragraph that was very striking, and I wanted to offer my own thoughts for people who want to go into the profession. When he was presenting his speech, just to give you the context, so he says, after his speech, he took questions from students. At one point, he was asked what advice he'd give college students just starting out. He told them to learn how to be a project manager. Gone are the days of reporters only writing stories and sending them off to editors. Today, he has to think of not only interviews and writing, but also the graphics, research, social media, and more. And he usually has a team that works with him to complete all the elements. One thing I wanted to quickly explain is it is very difficult if you don't have the resources or an organization to support you to start off working as a journalist. I've worked for a number of different websites, even news agencies, and the harsh reality is of maintaining a job in it are very likely that you'll be terminated, discharged, or just without any notice, fired for financial or restructural purposes. What I mean is, for a number of websites that I've written, blogged, or done in between, whenever there's an organization that takes over, there's always this possibility that you will, depending on your level of seniority or how much time you've worked, it never has to do supposedly with your output or your productivity or your performance. You'll be just randomly selected and then you'll be vacated. So a couple of things to be mindful of. I used to think that social media would really catapult our profession to be much more overarching, but in reality, it is controlled by private entities. If you look at YouTube, you look at Facebook, Twitter, those are private entities. Yes, you can exchange publicly, but we have to keep in mind there's huge financial interest to be gained, so they're not really communication platforms. And I'm not saying news agencies are perfect, but there was a process that you had to go through formal training to go into the profession, just like you do when you're an engineer, when you're a doctor, so on and so forth. But here's another thing that I think is important. We need to be mindful of the stories we see on social media because they can be fabricated. There's ways of creating bots. There's ways of using artificial intelligence to influence public opinion. So I've learned to look at very closely, look at several sources, look at the name of the person who's sharing it, because you never know what their agenda is, but it's always to influence the emotions, and that's how social media operates. Another thing, if you're going to go into writing, look at the compensation structure because usually you'll get pitched information that, yeah, you'll have your byline, you'll have access to millions of readers, and that you are, it's going to be a learning process, but something will come out. Make sure that you, even if you're starting out, you are compensated adequately because it's very easy to throw low incentive and say, well, you have limited experience. Yes, you have been at a journalism school, but sometimes that won't be the case. So be mindful of that. Check your sources and ask a lot of questions. You're entitled to, because now The Fourth Estate has been systematically attacked, and it's frail, I would say. Those are my thoughts. Please provide your feedback if you're interested in getting this magazine. I'm not sure how it works because I was an alumni, but see if you can check online the interview. It's got good information. Thanks for watching. Till next time.